Welcome to the Did You Know podcast, where the focus is on rare diseases, how modern medicine is treating these conditions, including the latest breakthroughs in research, and how people cope with their diagnosis and healing. Your host is Dana Mauro, known for her video series on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook called Did You Know Ataxia Facts? 300 videos have been produced and seen in 17 countries to date. And now, your host, Dana Mauro.
Hi, kNOwATAXIA Nation. I'm here at the annual Ataxia conference in Las Vegas. It's the 62nd annual conference, and I have a special guest with me today. Today, I have Cameryn Cobb. She's 19 years old, and she has ataxia. And Cameryn, you actually you had a very special contribution this year to the Ataxia conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you did at the conference this year that was so special?
Okay. I gave a speech telling my story to the SCA global researchers, and it went over really well, and a lot of people liked it.
Yeah, a lot of people did like it. I actually are quite popular because I've heard a lot of the folks that were in the SCA Global session that commented about how much your talk really touched them. So I wanted you to know that.
Yeah.
Can you share with us a little bit about what you said to them?
Yeah. Well, before I was diagnosed, and I was diagnosed at the age of 15.
Okay.
I was a competitive swimmer, a water polo player, a flute player. Yeah, and I talked about how I had to give up those 3 activities because ataxia didn't allow me to keep up and with the fast pace of being in those activities. And I also told them how ataxia has affected my life, like when I went to prom, how my date had to hold on to me the entire night so I wouldn't have to fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it has impacted your life and changed your life, something that was not expected, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Now, did it come on gradually? Did you start, in the beginning, did you start noticing little changes?
Well, yeah. The first thing I remember was when I was on the starting blocks at a swim meet. I fell off with the blocks, and we thought it was because of dehydration, but it was because of that.
It was because of the ataxia. Wow. You had quite a busy schedule with all of that. You were quite athletic doing all of those things. And music must have been a big part of your life too if you played the flute, so that must have been hard to give up.
Yeah. I had played for 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that you did talk about those things, about how difficult it was to give that up and how much ataxia has changed your life. But I also heard that you had a very positive message in all of that, and that it's something that you're not letting get the best of you or stop you. Yeah. So you want to say a couple of things about that? How are you doing that? Tell me a little bit about your attitude. Do you have? You strike me as you've got a fighter attitude.
Yeah, I try not to let having ataxia get me down. But it does sometimes. But on the days when nothing is wrong, I just try and be as positive as I can and just try my hardest, and I'm a really good self-advocate, So
Yep.
that's stupid.
Yeah. And I understand you are in college now,
Yes. I'm
and you actually physically go to college. Like somebody with ataxia might choose to not deal with the challenges with their walking and so forth, and might want to just stay home and take classes online, but that's not what you're doing.
No, I want to do something with the deaf community when I get older, so I'm thinking sign language, and that's like a big deal because I don't have to use my eyesight when I sign.
When you sign.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
so
That would be really great. And you don't find any difficulty in doing that. You can do that all right?
Yeah.
Signing? Yeah?
Yeah.
That's great. That's a positive impact that you're going to have in someone's life by being able to do that. Yeah. And what did it mean to you to speak in front of SCA Global?
it meant a lot to me because I just wanted to really let them know that ataxia is a real problem and something needs to be done about it. And yeah, that was like what I really wanted to tell them about.
And I think it's so important because what a lot of people listening don't understand is that the researchers and the people in the pharmaceutical companies need to hear from people that are affected by ataxia because they don't know what it's like. And when they hear from you, it helps them to decide or determine what course they're going to take, like what they're going to look into and try to find answers for.
Yeah.
So it's really important. So I applaud you for doing that because it took a lot of courage to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you know what? You did a world of good by doing that too, because you gave ataxia a voice to the people that can make a difference, hopefully, in your life down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to the people listening before we sign off for the podcast? No?
Not really.
All right, that's fine. You don't have to say anything. But I want to say you're really an inspiration, and thank you for sitting with me today.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, honey.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed Cameryn's story and found her as inspirational as I did. So until next time, have a great day.
Thank you for listening in to the Did You Know podcast with your host, Dana Mauro. Please subscribe to this channel to hear all of the latest podcasts. We hope that this podcast has provided you with valuable information and inspires you to advocate for yourself and educate everyone in your circle. Remember, you are the expert and best spokesperson for your rare disease. Thank you.